Ralph Winnie is the director of the Eurasian Business Coalition's China program. He's joining us now. A lot going on in the two sessions. What stands out for you as it winds down?
Well, I think certainly everyone's talking about the consolidation of power, getting rid of the term limits. That's got a lot of people nervous. I'm not necessarily bothered by it, but certainly people in the West are concerned that it could lead to issues involving human rights. But I think what people have to understand is if you want to focus on human rights, you've got to improve the quality of life, economic opportunities. And that's the key, is having a control-ordered, stable system in place where people can achieve economic peace and prosperity.
Speaking of economic peace and prosperity, let's talk about the elephant in the room, not too far from here, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. It's just out in the Washington Post that the Trump administration may slap up to $60 billion tariffs annually on China. They seem to be upping the ante in what appears to be a trade war. Give me your thoughts on this, because I know you straddle both worlds.
Well, I think what's important for the viewers to understand is Trump is not a politician. He's not a diplomat. What he is a business person. And in his world, everything is about the art of negotiation, hence his book called The Art of Negotiation. And what he's trying to do is get the Chinese to come to the bargaining table with a desire to create a new system where there'll be free and fair trade. Now, you can argue with the way he's doing it, but the mindset among himself and his aides is to, in effect, force the issue so the Chinese come to the table and then they can negotiate one-on-one.
The sledgehammer approach, though, can backfire because obviously there's something known as tit for tat, action reaction. Give me your sense of how this might play out.
Well, certainly China may want to retaliate. And then you're going to have the business communities in both China and the U.S. put a lot of pressure on their respective governments to deal and to engage in effective negotiations. I don't think we know what the end result is going to be right now. What it's going to do is bring both sides to the table, and there are going to be some really hard discussions one way or the other. And I think Trump, if you look at his campaign message, it was all about ensuring free and fair trade, ensuring reinvigoration of the manufacturing, the steel industry in America. And that's the mindset going into this. I mean, he's complimented the Chinese and how effective their politicians and negotiators have been in creating good economic opportunities in the international trade arena. And now he's going to push for the U.S. to be able to ensure that their industries are protected. Now, that's obviously a bone of contention moving forward, but we'll see which approach is going to prevail.
If you go to the website and you read about you, it says that you work with various coalition and industry groups here in Washington. What are you hearing? What's the scuttlebutt out there? I mean, I get the sense from a lot of people in the business community, they're nervous about this, that it can backfire. What's your sense? What are you hearing?
Well, a lot of people are very concerned. They are concerned about the retaliatory actions on the part of the Chinese. And it's hard to know what the end result is going to be. But again, I think if you can bring both parties to the negotiating table and create a free and fair trade that benefits China and the U.S., I think it's going to be in the interest of each side to do that. But right now, it's going to be a lot of talk, a lot of rhetoric. But at the end of the day, I really would like to see the business community weigh in both China and the U.S. to bring the parties to the table where they will negotiate for free and fair trade between China and the U.S.
Ralph Winnie, we're going to leave it there. Thanks so much for coming in and visiting with us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.